Harvard University cracking down on grade inflation. Grade inflation? All right, faculty members voted to cap the number of A grades awarded in undergraduate letter-graded courses beginning in the fall of 2027. It's part of an effort to restore meaning to grades. Under the new policy, courses will generally limit flat A grades to 20% of enrollment, plus 4 additional students per class. Harvard says more than 60% of undergraduate grades were flat A's during the 2024-25 academic year. All right, for more, let's bring in the president of Courage as a Habit. That would be Alvin Lui. Alvin, okay, so help me through this. So if I get an A, here's quite a shock. I want an A. I mean, I don't want to hear, sorry, those slots have already been taken. So help me through it. Walk me down from the ledge.
You know, it's funny. In 2020, I got on a radio show and I talked about this happening back in 2020. And this is basically just grading for equity. It's been in the government K through 12 system for quite some time now, for probably about 10 years. All this is basically saying there are certain groups of kids getting too many A's. Don't let all the word salad from Harvard fool you. That's exactly what it means. This is simply just another great example of universities being just a Marxist training center. You're training these kids to think like a collective. As certain people, you know, everybody's got to either get an A or get an F. It's all equity. It's all this group of people are getting too many grades. So we gotta use the system to balance it, which is what government is. And once you train them to talk about grades, you can train them to be like, well, you know, why should you own 5 houses? Why should you own 5 houses, David, when someone else doesn't have any houses? And so now we gotta spread it out. This is all just Marxist collective training. That's all this is.
Yeah, by the way, I always tell my kids, back in the day, I would say, okay, you want to know socialism? Here you go. You work really hard to get an A. Johnny gets an F, and instead you both get C's. How does that strike you? You like that? That's socialism. There you go, Gina.
Yeah. Or, hey, I'll pay you $10 for every A, but you have to give half of it away to the people that didn't get A's because they were too dumb or distracted. All right, Alvin. A speech from an 8th grader in Louisville, Kentucky has gone viral after the student accused the school of racism, sexism, homophobia. Here's part of the speech. Take a look.
My name is Daniel Mattingly, and apparently the school doesn't know better than to give an angry gay kid a microphone. No shade at all, but I came to the graduation planning to give a speech about my trauma influencing me as a person. And Black, brown, and mixed youth are facing oppression nowadays and being forced to fear their own identities. I had a speech ready to cheer on and encourage oppressed youth, which makes up the entirety of this school. I was told by Mr. Dawson and Ms. Imes, there's a time and a place. My speech is too negative, it's too controversial. This school is built on racism, sexism, and homophobia. I encourage everyone here today to stand up for yourself, even if it makes a scene. This school is ridiculous.
Send the kid a hat. Good gosh. I mean, what are you waiting for? This kid needs that Embrace Exclusion hat that I wear everywhere and everybody loves.
You're very sweet. Thank you. I love hearing that. You know, in one sense, he is right. This school's really effed up because they have broken these kids to be this way. He's just not saying it the way it's actually true. He is saying that the schools are full of homophobia and all those different things, but the school's broken him. He's an 8th grader. Every word out of his mouth has been put in his brain since kindergarten. And this is what Courage as a Habit fights. This is critical race theory. This is queer theory. This is that social emotional learning. He's in the 8th grade. No child is this angry at that age. It's because the schools have made him that way. Every word out of his mouth is that be kind, social emotional learning, anti-bullying. That's how it's come in, and it's all coming in through mental health. So now we've had about 12 years of nothing but mental health in schools, and here is your result. An 8th grader saying that during some speech, and everybody cheering, because that's all they're trained for.
Can I be the prude? Can I be the prude here?
So that would be so new.
Oh gosh!
Oh wow!
Gosh! Well, back in a moment. Just kidding.
You walked into that one. Come on.
I did walk. I totally walked into it. That's totally true. And let me just do a disclaimer real quick off the top. I agree with what he's saying. Okay. Please don't hit me up in the chat. Here we go. Oh my gosh! I agree with what he's saying. But can I just say, as a parent, if my 8th grader spoke like that, I'm talking about with the curse word. I'm sorry. You don't do that.
I
Sorry. You
got
got to
a belt
figure
with
out.
your name on it, kid. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. So I don't like that at all. I love the sentiment. Do it. Make it intellectual. Write it out. Have your point. But stop with the curse words, like in that situation. I think it's a shame on him. I think it's a shame on his family, quite frankly.
Well, the schools keep talking about mental health. That's all they talk about. That's all the schools are. Mental health, be kind, anti-bullying.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is they're using those phrases to create kids like this. They want the kids broken. Like for example, he's going to be some non-binary kid. He's going to be ready to march if he's not marching already. And that's exactly what schools are about. That is why we encourage parents to reject inclusion and embrace exclusion, because only by doing that, drawing hard boundaries, can you protect your children from turning into this. It's very sad. Yeah. Very, very sad. He's 8th grade. He's like, what, 13, 14?
He'll be a conservative or dead by the time he's 40. Mark my words. If he stays down this path, he will be dead by the time he's 40. And if he doesn't, he will become a conservative and be like, wow, I was so screwed up. We can only pray for kids like that. Alvin, tell everybody how they can get these amazing hats that I love wearing around town and get so many. People freak out. They're like, wait, what? Oh, I love it. I want that. Everybody wants these hats.
I need that hat. I don't have a hat. I need
Do you make them in black?
I do make them in black.
I need a black one. I really like to wear black.
You got it.
hat.
I'll send you. I sent you guys.
You did. I have one. But a black one, I can.
That's why
I can keep them clean when they're black. That's the truth of it. So how do people get them?
Thank you. That's so sweet of you. I so appreciate that, Dr. Gina. So courageisahabit.org, first of all, is where our catalog is. That's where we create the catalog for all these parents. And of course, when you go to courageisahabit.org, you click on store. You can get one of these hats. You can get them in black. You can get them in navy and white. You can get them in red and tan. It supports our work, and it gives you a great piece to wear to start conversation. So thank you so much.
100%. You won't believe the reactions you'll get when you wear this hat around. It's so worth it.
Love it.
Alvin Lui, thank you so much for being here.